Hey guys, how we doing? We're on another video from Anisins. It's another Fate Apocrypha lore video, and we're on Lancer of Black, Vlad the Impaler. I'm looking forward to this because Vlad, from what I knew, was Dracula. And I'm just going off of Dracula Untold, which I really enjoyed as a movie, and I hope he brings up as a reference to stuff, because I thought that film was incredible. But anyway, Vlad was pretty damn cool in Fate Apocrypha as well.
I never would have thought that out of the last 4 servants left to choose from, Vlad would be one of them.
He was pretty cool. He was built up to be pretty decent as well. Like, everyone was like, whoa.
You guys would at least want to see his story before someone like Siegfried.
Nah.
I'm not hating on Siegfried,
boss.
Just saying that he's a little bit more boring than Vlad.
Nah.
I mean, Siegfried's just some guy with a sword who can't die. Vlad, on
who
the other
drank
hand,
the blood of a
so scared
dragon.
Of his legend that it molded his very being into something that shouldn't even exist. Now that's worth talking about. So let's get into everything that we need to know about the Lancer of Black, aka Vlad Tepes, aka Vlad the Impaler, aka Vlad the Third, Dracula, the Prince of Wallachia.
My god, he's got so many names.
Now, unlike many of the other servants, Vlad's character is an actual historical figure who lived back in 15th century Romania. He was born in Transylvania as the second son of Vlad II, Dracul. His nickname, Dracula, derives from his father's to mean son of Dracul. Dracul, which came from the Latin word Draco, meaning dragon. Vlad's father, who I'll refer to as Dracul from now on, was part of the Order of the Dragon, which was a holy order
which is
made
why
by
in
the Roman
Dracula
Emperor
Untold he had the
Sigismund
dragon
in order
armor,
to stop
which
the
was so
Ottoman
cool.
invasion of Europe. Long story short, this was a point in time when the Ottoman Empire was trying to expand its territory all throughout Europe. And surprisingly enough, this military campaign lasted all the way up to the early 1900s.
Damn.
But that's not what's important. What's important is how this affected Vlad and his father. Around 1436, Dracul became what's essentially the king of Wallachia. But the Ottoman Empire wanted Wallachia as part of their territory. So Dracul, who wasn't really for getting invaded, decides to bend the knee. But that wasn't enough. The Ottoman Sultan ordered Dracul to travel to his camp so that Dracul could prove his loyalty in person. Vlad and his brother accompanied their father on this trip. But in good old Game of Thrones fashion, in order to ensure that loyalty was going to be kept, Vlad and his brother were taken as hostages. It was during this time that Vlad was taught various things like science, philosophy, and art, as well as how to ride a horse and fight. It was a rather tame form of captivity that Vlad's brother, Radu, actually took a liking to. Vlad, on the other hand, just wanted to escape.
Yeah,
Fast forward a little bit, and Dracul finds himself fighting to defend his position as leader of Wallachia. He loses this fight for power and is killed by the Boyars, another family of nobility. The country then falls to the hands of Vladislav II. The Ottoman Empire isn't quite happy with this result, so they release Vlad from captivity to go fight and take Wallachia back. With the help of the Ottomans, he succeeds in pushing out the usurper, but remains in power for only a little while since a mere 2 months later, Vlad is forced out again by the remnants of Vladislav's army. Before this, Vlad had reluctantly supported the Ottoman Empire, but after being pushed out of Wallachia, he disappeared for around 8 years. It's thought that during this time he was able to switch sides and gain the favor of the Hungarians, who didn't quite like Vladislav as ruler of Wallachia either.
Oh dear.
So Vlad, with the support of a Hungarian army, invaded Wallachia and became the ruler once more.
Damn.
Vlad knew that if he was going to properly defend his country from the invasions of the Ottomans that was sure to come, he would first have to unify his country from within. So there's normally 2 ways this can go. Either be diplomatic and win the favor of your people, or rule through fear and authority.
Damn right.
Well, Vlad, being the nobleman he is, invites over all the boyars to a banquet at his castle. I bet you can already tell where this is going.
Yes.
Yep, red wedding style.
Damn.
All the boyars are
Class.
And
Yeah. Kill them all.
Now, this was the first of many events that led Vlad to gain the name Vlad the Impaler.
Nice.
He led many military campaigns that almost always ended up in his victims getting impaled, mutilated, disemboweled, or decapitated. Literally, you name it.
Because he was a mad lad.
But you're probably wondering, if he just tortured people all the time, then how was he considered a heroic spirit? Well, Vlad was only harsh to the people who tried to bring harm to his country.
Right.
All he cared for was the well-being of his nation. And if you did something that wasn't in Wallachia's best interest, then you might as well just go impale yourself. Because one way or the other, it's going to end up happening.
Yeah.
He was so loyal to his country that even Pope Pius II acknowledged his efforts. After he dealt with the Boyars, he moved on to the Saxons. Then after that, the Ottoman Empire came knocking, requesting their yearly tribute to show loyalty. Vlad not only denied it, thus ending their relationship with the Ottomans, he also dealt with the envoys in a manner most fitting to his legend. The Ottoman envoys who confronted Vlad refused to remove their turbans due to religious custom.
Right.
Vlad, being the nobleman he is, respected their wish and even went as far as to permanently attach the turbans to their heads by hammering it to their skulls with nails.
Oh my god!
The Ottoman Empire didn't take this too lightly, so they sent over an army of over 150,000 soldiers to invade Wallachia and remove Vlad from power. Now, Vlad knew that he was severely outnumbered, so no tactic was considered too dirty to ensure victory. Scorched earth tactics to remove all potential enemy assets, and guerrilla warfare to assassinate enemy leadership was all accounted for.
Yeah.
But what really won him the battle against the Ottomans was his display of pure determination to deter the enemy. When the Ottomans approached an abandoned Malakian camp, what they came across was the impaled bodies of around 20,000 Ottoman POWs. Women and children who were also prisoners were found impaled here. The very sight of this was just a big fat nope, which caused the main Ottoman army to just turn around and return.
Yo, go ahead, lads.
Radu, Vlad's brother, who had been siding with the Ottomans the whole time, kept his army in Wallachia. He tried a couple more times to invade through brute force, but Vlad was able to defend. However, during this time, many of Vlad's men were also defecting over to Radu's side, and this caused Vlad to have to retreat from Wallachia. Radu became ruler for a bit over a decade until he died in 1475. A year later, Vlad, who had gained the support of the nation of Moldavia, was able to reclaim power for a third time. But yet again, this one was short-lived, lasting only a month, because while traveling to another battle against the Ottomans, him and his small group were ambushed. Vlad died from this, leaving only the legends of his gruesome feats in battle to live on today, which, as I'm sure you know, inspired the creation of Dracula.
Right.
So, nope, Dracula wasn't the blood-sucking vampire that we were all made out to believe he was. He was just a man whose dedication towards his own country led him to executing over 1/5 of its population.
Damn.
I'm not quite sure which one is worse. But anyway, let's move on to his abilities and noble phantasms.
Cool, do this.
Vlad is one of those servants whose power is very conditional upon being in his own domain. When in the borders of what's considered his domain, he's said to have power equal to that of Heracles or King Arthur.
Wow.
And that's because his fame as a legend is boosted significantly when in Romania, which, if you didn't know, is what was once Wallachia. His first noble phantasm is called Kazikli Bey, the Lord of Execution.
There you go, there's a second name. Everyone's always got like a different thing.
The 20,000 Ottoman prisoners from his history. This is the act that granted Vlad his place in history as a fearsome leader, one that shouldn't be reckoned with. So it'd be expected that one of his noble phantasms would be based off of it. One of these stakes wouldn't do much to harm a servant because individually they're quite weak. But if 20,000 of them came rushing at you at once, then that's going to do a little bit of damage. It's the overwhelming onslaught of stakes constantly projecting themselves from the ground up into your face that makes this noble phantasm so powerful. Kazikli Bey can only be used within a radius of 1 kilometer of the area that has been marked as Vlad's domain by the demonic defender of the state skill. This allows him to mark an area as his domain by securing the border prior to a fight. That's why he was able to have so much power while in Tryphis. He had used this skill to transform it into his own domain. Vlad also has a spear that he personally fights with. It has a unique ability where if it touches an enemy even once while within Vlad's territory, then it can cause stakes to spawn from within the enemy's body.
That's class, yeah.
There's no way to defend against this attack because once contact has been made with the spear, the stakes are already forming within your body.
That is crazy.
As you expect, leaving his domain in Romania would result in a significant decrease in the spear's power, as well as the loss of the ability to produce stakes from
Hence why when he was in there,
then there's the
he was like, wait,
Dracula,
what's going on with my ability?
A noble phantasm formed completely off of legend and literary works, molded by the very image of terror that Vlad produced during his time alive.
He didn't want to
this
use
can
it.
only be activated through command spell, and it turns Vlad into the monster that he hates being envisioned as. Once transformed, Vlad loses all of his previous abilities and skills. Instead, he gains a significant boost in strength and speed.
Right, so he loses everything but because he's really fucking strong and fast.
As well as turn himself into mist or transform into a bunch of bats or any other animal. Pretty much, he becomes a full-on vampire, all set with the ability to turn others into vampires as well. The level of power that Vlad reaches while in this state is pretty much insurmountable. He heals faster than he can be damaged, moves as fast as Achilles, can sustain attacks from 6 different servants at the same time, and can casually produce spears that are as powerful as noble phantasms. Vlad also takes no damage from physical attacks, and even striking his spiritual core isn't enough to defeat him. His only weaknesses are daylight and holy symbols,
which is why
Shiro just so happened to be in possession of.
Yep. Shiro just owned him straight away, didn't he? Yeah.
Servants and the rest of the world into his vampire minions was Shiro's black keys and baptism rites, or Ruler's eternal luminosity, both of which are holy items. And that's Vlad. I really liked what they did with him on the show. Although his rampage was really short-lived, getting to see all the servants fight together against this monster and his minions, like something straight out of COD Zombies, got me super hyped.
Yeah.
If Beta Apocrypha did something right, it would definitely have to be their action sequences.
The class is really good, like, don't get me wrong, good anime, but I just love Zero and one of his blade works better.
That'd be cool too. The Caster of Black fans have definitely been the most vocal in the polls, and I respect that. So maybe you guys can surprise them and have him chosen for next week's episode. As always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this type of anime content, then you already know what to do.
Ciao.
So until next time, ciao.
Class. Cool. His abilities are awesome. It was cool. Like, Fate Apocrypha was awesome. I feel bad whenever I'm like, I didn't like it as much as... But Zero and Unlimited Blade Works were just incredible. Just like the story in general is just a class. The thing with Apocrypha is like you've got so many characters. You're like, too many to focus on and actually really try and care about. But yeah, it's cool to see Vlad's backstory in that, and no references to Dracula Untold, but that's fine. Would have liked a clip or something, especially with the fact that he wears dragon armor and stuff, which shows that they paid attention to his history as well. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What did you guys think of that? What did you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave comments down below. Let me know if you want to go see some future videos, and I'll see you guys. Just all you guys next time. Bye.